Today is Wednesday, the 24th of March 2010, and I am here to receive Father God's message of today. And he is saying, we are just beginning to open up this conversation, and it's a conversation that I'm very excited to be able to have with humanity through this forum. As Richard said, it is happening at my request because it truly is so much that humanity needs to understand, to reawaken to, as we all approach that December solstice of 2012. So much that needs to be understood. Almost all of humanity is stuck inside a paradigm, a view of life that sees humanity as being the only intelligent life within the cosmos. It is a view that has been carefully fostered by those who wish to control humanity for their own purposes. And I want to alert you to the depth of that control. The truth of the matter is that you are all spiritual beings. You are all beings with souls. And each of you is but a small expression of a more complete soul, you could say, known by many as a monad or oversoul. And that is the soul that was originally created by all there is. And so, as a being upon this planet, you are but a very small percentage of the particles. Your soul carries but a very small percentage of the particles of that great soul. And humanity, by and large, is completely unaware of this. Most of humanity thinks you are born, you live, and you die, and wonders about the purpose. Some, along the way, connect in some form with a religion of some sort. But in truth, these religions, other than harnessing the implicit sense of there being something more, something greater, really in truth do not express the truth of who and what you are and what this particular time is about. Humanity in this moment is like a runaway train that's about to run into the wall, and that wall is December 2012. Humanity in this moment, almost without exception, has no clue about what awaits you all. And indeed, many who think they have some spiritual interest or understanding scoff at the notion of what awaits you all. Let me assure you, there is great change upon your doorstep. And let me also assure you that unless you prepare, you will not survive that experience. Now, I do not use these words to engender fear. That is not my intention. I have no desire to add my name to the list of beings who create fear upon your planet. There are more than enough of those. Those that do the bidding of what many know as the beings of the dark, because in truth they are the ones that have set the agenda upon your planet, that have worked very hard to delete any evidence of that wondrous civilization that existed upon your planet called Atlantis, which preceded this, you could say, current experience of life in this very low vibration. They've worked very hard to destroy the fossil record, the artifact record of that civilization. They've worked very hard to foster a view that the scientific method, so-called, the analytical left-brained process, is the way forward in life. And all of this is aimed to isolate you from the truth of yourselves and the truth of what awaits you in less than 3 years. And so you could look at this as something of a wake-up call. And if at a later date I need to ring this bell even louder, I will do so. So I just want to bring forth a few considered stern words, I guess you could say, to begin the awakening process, because so few truly understand what is required. And I will, to complete this message, repeat the 3 simple steps that are required. 1. Acknowledge your Creator. The particles that make up your soul are on loan from your Creator. They belong to your Creator. And all that is being asked is that you acknowledge that relationship. That is all. The second step is to clear all of your negative karmic past. And there has been a single command that has been authorized by the karmic board to enable this clearing to be done. And that command is held by these 2 beings, Carolyn and Richard, and they use it in their healing work. And with time it will be taught to others and activated for others to bring this forth, so all of humanity that chooses to participate in ascension will have access to this command. And the third step is to rejuvenate the physical body. This might sound quite extraordinary from where you look at life in this moment, but there in truth have been many beings who have lived very, very long lives, even in the current consciousness. And before the fall in Atlantis, the physical body did not age. Yes, it suffered from the impact of uncleared karma, and every 5 years all returned to the temple beautiful for karmic clearing to rejuvenate the physical body. But in truth it didn't age the way it ages today. And so returning to a youthful state is really not so strange. It just seems so strange within your current consciousness. And the reason for these last 2 steps is because there is a need to establish a level of perfection within a given level of consciousness before moving on to the next. It is not just something which is required before ascension upon your planet. It is a law of the cosmos. It applies to all beings who are transitioning from one level of consciousness to the next. It is just that there's been a special way established to do this because of the difficult circumstances upon this planet due to the intermingling of the light with the dark. And so there are these 3 steps. And again, these ones have been given a command for rejuvenation, though they have not yet brought this forth, because that work begins with them. And so I mention these things so you have some understanding of what is before you in these next few years leading up to the end of 2012. Every being upon your planet who wishes to participate in the ascension process needs to do this preparation. And as Yeshua and Mother Mary have said on many messages which are on that 2012 timeline page on the 2012 Countdown website, they have said many times that those who do not do this preparation will not survive those energies at the end of 2012. Again, this is not a threat. It's simply to engender some understanding, because every being can undertake that preparation. Every being. And some may consider what I'm saying to be a violation of the free will which exists upon this planet. And the issue here is that very few understand that the notion of free will is bounded by the cycles of what you call time. Cycles play a great role within the cosmos. And yes, free will exists, but it exists within the confines of the defined consciousness and within the boundaries of cycles. And so there is a cycle which is ending at the end of 2012. And that ending of the cycle needs to be acknowledged. And so that's what this is all about. I am here to bring forth some understanding for you and to help you begin to prepare. And so it is.